Today our topic is the Stoic approach to handling regret. Regret is something everyone feels at some point in life. It's that heavy feeling in your chest when you think about what you could have done differently, the choices you made, or the chances you missed. It's easy to get stuck in regret, to let it pull you down and make you feel like you've failed. But the Stoics, ancient philosophers who believed in living a life of wisdom and virtue, had a different way of looking at regret. They taught that regret doesn't have to control you. Instead, it can be a tool for learning and growth. Let's explore how. First, let's understand what regret really is. Regret is a feeling of sadness or disappointment about something that happened in the past. It often comes when we think about mistakes we made, opportunities we didn't take, or actions we wish we could undo. Regret can be painful, but it's also a sign that we care about our lives and the choices we make. The problem is not regret itself, but how we handle it. If we let regret take over, it can lead to guilt, shame, and even depression. But if we approach it with a Stoic mindset, we can turn regret into something positive. The Stoics believe that the past is outside of our control. What's done is done, and no amount of regret can change it. This might sound harsh, but it's actually freeing. If we accept that the past is unchangeable, we can stop wasting energy on wishing things were different. Instead, we can focus on what we can control, the present moment and our future actions. This is the first step in the Stoic approach to handling regret. One of the key Stoic practices is to reflect on our actions without judgment. Instead of beating ourselves up over past mistakes, we can ask ourselves, what can I learn from this? How can I do better next time? This kind of reflection is not about blaming ourselves or feeling bad. It's about understanding what happened and using that understanding to improve. The Stoics called this practice self-examination. By looking at our actions honestly, we can see where we went wrong and make a plan to avoid similar mistakes in the future. Another important Stoic idea is to focus on what is within our control. We can't change the past, but we can control how we respond to it. We can choose to let regret hold us back, or we can choose to use it as motivation to grow. For example, if you regret not studying harder in school, you can't go back and change that. But you can decide to take your education more seriously now. You can read books, take courses, or learn new skills. The past is fixed, but the future is still open. By focusing on what you can do now, you can turn regret into action. The Stoics also believed in accepting things as they are. This doesn't mean giving up or being passive. It means recognizing that some things are beyond our control and learning to live with them. When it comes to regret, acceptance means letting go of the idea that things could have been different. It means understanding that the past happened the way it did for a reason, and that reason is often beyond our understanding. Acceptance doesn't erase regret, but it can help us make peace with it. One of the most powerful Stoic tools for handling regret is the practice of gratitude. When we feel regret, it's easy to focus on what went wrong or what we lost. But the Stoics remind us to also think about what we have. By practicing gratitude, we can shift our focus from what's missing to what's present. For example, if you regret a missed opportunity, you can also be grateful for the opportunities you still have. If you regret a mistake, you can be grateful for the lessons you learned from it. Gratitude doesn't erase regret, but it can help balance it out and remind us that life is still full of possibilities. Another Stoic practice that can help with regret is the idea of Amor fati, which means love of fate. This is the idea that we should not only accept what happens to us, but also love it. This might sound strange, especially when we're dealing with regret. How can we love something that caused us pain? But the Stoics believed that everything that happens, even the bad things, has a purpose. They believed that challenges and setbacks are opportunities for growth. By embracing our past, including our mistakes and regrets, we can find meaning in them. Instead of seeing regret as a burden, we can see it as a part of our journey. The Stoics also emphasize the importance of perspective. When we feel regret, it's often because we're focusing on a narrow view of the situation. We might think that one mistake or missed opportunity defines our entire life. But the Stoics remind us to take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Life is long, and there are many chances to make things right. One regret doesn't have to define you. By broadening your perspective, you can see that there's still time to change, to grow, and to create a life you're proud of. One of the most famous Stoic philosophers, Marcus Aurelius, wrote a lot about handling regret. He believed that the key to overcoming regret is to focus on the present moment. He said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realizes this, and you will find strength." This means that while we can't change the past, we can change how we think about it. We can choose to focus on what we can do now, rather than what we can't change. By living in the present, we can free ourselves from the weight of regret. Another Stoic philosopher, Epictetus, taught that we should focus on what is within our control and let go of what is not. He said, "Some things are in our control, and others are not." This is a simple but powerful idea. When we feel regret, it's often because we're trying to control something that's already happened. But the truth is, we can't control the past. What we can control is how we respond to it. By focusing on what we can do now, we can move forward and create a better future. Seneca, another great Stoic thinker, wrote about the importance of learning from our mistakes. Why? He believed that regret is a natural part of life, but it's also an opportunity for growth. He said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." This means that a lot of the pain we feel from regret comes from our thoughts, not from the actual events. By changing how we think about our past, we can reduce our suffering and find peace. The Stoic approach to handling regret is not about ignoring or suppressing your feelings. It's about facing them with courage and using them as a tool for growth. It's about accepting the past, focusing on the present, and taking action to create a better future. It's about understanding that regret is a natural part of life, but it doesn't have to control your life. In conclusion, regret is something we all experience, but it doesn't have to be a burden. By adopting a Stoic mindset, we can turn regret into a powerful tool for learning and growth. We can accept the past, focus on what we can control, and take action to create a better future. We can practice gratitude, broaden our perspective, and find meaning in our experiences. And most importantly, we can choose to live in the present moment, where we have the power to make positive changes. So the next time you feel regret, remember the Stoic approach. Use it as an opportunity to learn, grow, and move forward. Life is full of possibilities, and the best is yet to come.